Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos, it's the place to go.
We want the right flank. I got fire on that high ground.
Game tips,
Stay out of the fucking
rants,
open.
tactics, and more. What you'll find here, you can never be sure.
Hold on, Dick. This is Hold on.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. This episode we're going to touch base on Medal of Honor one more time here. With this time out of the gate, we're going to do the first two bases of attacking on Helmand Valley with combat mission. The first one is, as in most of the combat missions, the first one's pretty much the easiest as far as attacking. I kind of feel like they've done a give me on the first objective for these maps for the attacking guys, just to keep things rolling and making the first one a little easier, it seems. So there's a handful of go-to places I have for this first objective on attacking, and right here we're seeing one of them. What I like about this spot is it allows me to suppress the enemies a little bit, but the main reason I like it is once the objective is armed, I've got the best angle for protection. I can keep them from disarming it. So, while I'm not in direct contention to get my hands on and do the arm, what I'm working on is getting them covering it once it is. Now the inverse, I'm going to pause it here in just a second and show you right there on the mini map, that cluster to my left. Those guys are actually held up on a ledge that gives the defensive team the inverse angle of what I was just describing that I have here, in that they're in the best position to prevent someone from arming it. So that's going to your highest priority locations to clean out and suppress when you are actually having a hard time getting in and planting the arm. As you can see here, we've got it armed, and then I've kind of stepped into my function of protecting the thing. So I've got one of the best angles on it, so I assume that role and pop a couple of shells into anyone who tries to come in there and rewire our rig. So now we've got the objective. Like I said, the first one's probably the easiest one on all the maps. But no matter which one you're on, after you take an objective, spend a little bit of time clearing the enemies out of your base. If you can get some guys hiding around, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Now right here, I'm about to head up into that ledge that I was just referring to. That's the hot zone for that first one, and for the defenders. So I always do a clean sweep up here, because there was a lot of bodies up in here. So there could be somebody hiding, and yep, sure enough, guys like that right there. What they're up to is they'll try to duck down in these corners and this rubble and stuff, and kind of hang out for a few minutes while your riflemen and spec ops guys on your team, where they push up and kind of go on to the next objective. And then naturally what you're left with is a bunch of tunnel vision snipers, and at that time these guys will just sneak out and start going around knifing, using a suppressed weapon, and they'll just wreak havoc in your base. So I always try to do a clean sweep and make sure, do your best to make sure there's not some of those guys hanging around, because they can be a real pain in the ass for everyone on the team. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable about it now. I'm getting ready to make the chicken run across the creek here. So better hit some ammo, make sure everything's cool before we do that. What you got to watch on this creek is guys posted up downstream, or I guess it'd be upstream. Kind of hard to relate on this map, but guys posted up down the creek. It is downstream. Looking at the water flow now, they're posted up downstream. All they do is sit behind these rocks and stuff and look up that creek and try to shoot people who comes by. Best thing you can do before you make that run is pop some smoke. As you can see, I'm getting ready to make the run, and I make the fatal error of not popping the smoke. I managed to make it, but the guy in front of me not so lucky. Realize what I've done, I'll go ahead and pop some smoke, and that's really as a distraction, so these guys will think I went on up the hill. So while they're thinking I'm gone, I'm going to just kind of sneak down here and try to take care of them, so hopefully some more of my team will be able to make it across there okay. Excuse me. Right here is kind of well, hi, how are you? A sniper rifle sticking out here with the. I hear him shooting. Turn around, there he is. So that's your best approach, if you noticed right there in that situation. Of course, you know, is to wait for him to fire his weapon and catch him in a reload. And of course, there's a good chance that's going to cost you one of your teammates a life and a ticket for your team. But you know, as far as your own self-preservation, that's your best bet, because if you get anywhere near the end of that damn sniper rifle and it's loaded, you're done, son. It's just, so, you know, just common sense. Use that kind of approach. You know, reload's the best time to catch somebody. That works with anything, really. Even if you are in a shootout with semi-automatic weapons or full-on autos. You know, if it's clear that if you and the other guy are just spraying and praying, ease off your spray, man. Save you a few bullets. Let him keep spraying. And, you know, as soon as he ducks behind cover, there's a good chance you know what he's up to. You know, rush him and put him down while he's reloading his weapon. So just as you use the weapons, I mean, there's not that many weapons in the game, so as you use the different weapons, you'll get a feel for the amount of ammo and how much spray time you can actually sustain with these things before you're going to be looking for a reload. And, you know, just get in the habit of trying to take advantage of that. Now, pushing up this hill can be a real chore sometimes. Depends on how the defense is playing. If they're playing kind of kick back and setting on their side of the objective, then you can usually push up this hill okay. If you get some more aggressive defenders, this run up the side of the hill can be tough. Now, this little place I'm in now, this little corner on top of the hill, it's a good place to get a foothold. I don't personally like hanging out up there, but I will go up there to make sure we get some guys spawning and somebody up there to maintain us a spawn. Once I feel comfortable that we have a presence on the hillside, I'm going to typically go ahead and push for this objective. And smoke is your friend, your lover, and you know, you owe it money in this game. It is literally one of the best elements you have available to you to keep your ass alive. Now, once I'm in this shed, this is one of my favorite places to try to capture this spot from, because this is just an area, as far as you just have to be inside the area to capture this one, a perimeter type thing. From in here, once I'm in here though, I try to maintain noise discipline. Don't want to be going loud unless somebody rushes in and I have to fight them. So I don't want to be pinging on people's radar maps. Trying to do ninja style. So that's the first two bases of that. I didn't bring you the rest of it because, well, as you can see, right as a hint from right there, I just spawned on one of our guys in our original base sniping. So I got a little pissed off about that and dropped by a sniper. The rest of that just turned into a sniper cluster. So it wasn't fun to play. I wouldn't imagine it'd be fun to watch. But here to finish out the video, I do want to hit a few topics in concern to the game. I'm just going to play a little bit of Team Assault in the background, a little bit of P90 action. This was actually, I think this was the first time, maybe the second time match that I actually picked this thing up. I'd had it for a while and just hadn't used it. First time I picked it up, I was like, damn, this thing sucks. But I used it for a round, and by the end of that round, I was feeling pretty good, and I think this was the second round with it, and I was having a good time with this weapon at that. So I'm really pleased with the P90, actually, in the end. So, but yeah, let's see. What I wanted to touch on was the status of this game. We're like a week and a half after release date, as of right now. The game has devolved. You know, I was hoping that things would get better and settle down. And it started to. I noticed that. It played really good after those first couple of days. It seemed like everybody was settling in. But now we've done the inverse in that snipers rule. Everybody knows that. Problem is, if the guys that aren't sniping have gone into self-preservation mode, in that if a guy doesn't have a sniper rifle in his hand, he's sitting in a damn corner somewhere with a full auto weapon. And you can't really blame them too much. It is aggravating. I get frustrated with it. It's not the way I want to play the game, and I get I get a little bent out of shape when the camping and sniping gets, just too much. And so, I mean, I've really tried my best to give this game a fair shake. You guys have been watching videos, you should know that. But at the moment, I couldn't recommend. If you don't have this game, I wouldn't buy it the way it sits right now, fellas. I'm sorry. The good news is there's a patch in the works. You can check out the Medal of Honor website, hit their blog, because the PC version of that patch is already out, and you can read the PC patch release notes. Doesn't cover everything for the consoles naturally, but it does give me hope. If they implement that and do it well, we may have some hope. Right here, I take some fire, I drop over the corner, and I kind of surprised the hell out of my buddy Meps, and he goes all Food Channel on me. So that was a good time. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and thanks for watching. See you.
You've already been told. We're all just gamers.